Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm really excited to do. I have a little Colourpop haul here that I'm going to be sharing with you, and then kind of the main focus of the video also is going to be on their new main squeeze palette. I'm going to be showing some swatches, giving my first thoughts on the palette, and also showing 3 different eye looks with the palette. So we have a lot to chat about today. Why don't we go ahead and get started. So first off, I'm going to kick it off with the haul, and if you notice, I do not have a lip product on, and that is because I picked up I picked up some lip options. Okay. But first up, like I said, I did grab the main squeeze palette. I talked about this collection, of course, in my Will I Buy It from a couple weeks ago, and I said that I had already gone ahead and made a Colourpop order and that I had picked up the main squeeze palette. So I'm really excited to chat with you about this palette. Like I said, I'm going to be showing you 3 looks. My palette is already like very abused right now because I've been having a lot of fun with it. So stay tuned for 3 looks using that palette. But in addition to that one, I did get the free birthday gift that came because the main squeeze palette was a part of the Colourpop Turning 5 birthday collection. For any order that was placed, I think this was like a limited quantity thing, but you got a free Super Shock shadow. So this is just called Birthday Treat, and I'm not a big fan of the Super Shock shadows. Like, I wouldn't have paid for this myself, but it was just free, like it automatically went in your order. So I did get it. I've been seeing some looks with it and it looks really beautiful, but actually now that I'm taking mine out, it looks like mine is broken. So I'm going to have to press that in there. So this is what birthday treat looks like. Let me see if I can do a little swatch of it. The Super Shocks are pretty easy to repress. Like, I'm kind of just doing it now with my finger because it's such like a different formula. It's kind of like a moussey formula. So you know what? I'm just pressing it in there right now. Hey, I did not expect to be doing this, but hey, we'll just do this real quick. Okay, see, so now we have the birthday treat. I've been saying how I've been messing a ton with my camera settings, and I really have. I've been trying to get it right so badly, and so I just messed with them again. I feel like I'm brighter today. I don't know if I'm going to be too bright now, but I'm trying so hard. It's really challenging. Oh no, Perry's not in the video. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm gonna have to go put Perry back. Perry can't have 2 days off in 1 week, okay? That's my potted palm. You can't have 2 days off. Ooh, okay. So here is Birthday Treat. Looks really pretty. So it's that Super Shock formula, so it feels kind of wet when you apply it. So yeah, I'll try this on my eyes. I mean, I swatched it, so I'll be trying it for myself. But with the 3 looks, I just used that palette because if you place an order, you might have gotten this. You might not have. I think you could have purchased it as well, but that was just a free little gift with my order. Let me go put Perry in the frame. All is right in the world again. Okay, thumbs up if you like Perry, because he back. Okay. So next up, moving along with my haul, I picked up 3 of the lip liners. Yeah, I did that. I bought 3. Okay then. And then I also purchased a liquid lip, no, an ultra glossy lip. Alrighty then. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch the 3 lip liners, and then I'm going to choose one and apply it and then put the glossy lip on top. So I really wanted to order these because I love the Colourpop lip liners. I've talked about them a lot on my channel. I really enjoyed them. They were in my, if I could only pick one, drugstore edition because I just think that they're fantastic. They have repackaged them now, so they are in different packaging, and I'm really hoping people will like this more than the other one. So the first shade that I have here is BFF, and this just looks like a really nice brown nude. Very beautiful, very me. I also grabbed Little One. So Little One and BFF look extremely similar to one another. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about it though. Little One looks a little bit more on the pink side, and BFF is a little bit more on the brown side. So they're similar, but they're different. Okay. And then the last lip liner that I grabbed is in Beeper. Beeper was one of like my shades from Colourpop when it first came out. It was such a cool color. It was selling out. Everyone loved Beeper. So when I saw they had a lip liner, I was like, I'm gonna go for it. This is kind of like your 90s grunge color, if you will. So it's still a nude, but it has almost like a hint of like red or like a reddish brown in there. I think that it is super cool. I'm really excited to have it. So the first swatch is BFF, then we have Little One, and then we have Beeper. So those are the 3 new lip liners that I picked up, all nudes, and I'm really excited to be testing these out. And then for the gloss, this is actually in collaboration with I Love Sarah E. I've purchased quite a bit of her collaborations from Colourpop, and I really do quite enjoy them. This one is in the shade Glass Lip, and I just felt like it looked really cool. The photos online, I was really into it, so I'm gonna go ahead and see what Glass Lip looks like. Ooh, okay, so this appears to have quite a bit of glitter in it. So there is the swatch of Glass Lip. I don't know if you can see, gloss is the best on camera. That is Glass Lip, so very pretty, has some sparkle and shine to it. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the middle swatch, which was Little One. So I'm gonna go ahead and add Little One to my lips and then add some Glass Lip on top. I went ahead, lined my lips, and I filled them in a bit. I really, really like this nude. So again, this one is in Little One, really beautiful. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add some of this ultra glossy lip on top. So I went ahead and added Glass Lip on top. I think that combo is really beautiful. I do like it with the eye look I have going on too. I think this lip shade is going to be really pretty. So it does have a bit of sparkle in it, and I like it. I think that it looks good right now. So far, when I was first applying it, it still felt and looked just like the other Colourpop liners. So I don't think they got reformulated. I think they were just repackaged, which makes me really happy because I do like them. So far, so good with my lip liners. But that is my little haul, just a little one there from Colourpop. And if you would like to hear me chat more about this main squeeze palette, why don't we go ahead and jump into that. So the main squeeze palette, like I said, was part of the Colourpop birthday collection that came out. So this is more of like their red watermelon themed eyeshadow palette. I was really interested in these shades when I saw it. I love reds and corals, especially with green eyes. I just think that they look lovely. So you have 9 different shades inside. You do have a mirror in here, and this palette is $12. I do have my discount code with Colourpop. It's 5Samantha. It's not an affiliate code, but it'll get you $5 off purchases of 20 or more. There are some exclusions in there, such as new items. I believe all palettes do not qualify for it. But even if in one order, if you have newer items, but also older items or items that are not excluded, if those reach the $20 mark, then you can still use the discount code, if that makes sense. But again, that's 5Samantha, and I will also list that out down below. So to chat a little bit about the different shades in the palette, I'm going to go ahead and read off of the Colourpop website here. So the first shade in the palette is a Froze, which is a matte coral red. We have Juicy Fruit, a metallic coral with a gold flip. Also Home Slice, a metallic strawberry red. Like It's Hot is a matte true red. Maraschino is a metallic red with a gold flip. Big Gulp is a matte burnt coral red. Seed Money, a matte red brown. Baywatch, a metallic red bronze. And Red Bottoms, which is a matte red plum. So you can see very red, very vibrant. You have a mixture in here of the mattes and the shimmers. Home Slice is a little bit more of like a satiny type of finish. The middle ones here are all kind of those real shimmers, or they have the flips in them. And then we also have these matte shades. So like I said, I did do 3 different looks with this palette. So if you'd like to see those, why don't we go ahead and jump into that portion. Starting off with look number 1, I'm first going to come into a Froze, and I am taking the Bdellium Tools a 785 tapered blending brush. I'm first going to put this a little bit higher than my crease. I do just have an eye primer down, the one from Morphe. So I'm going to apply this into my crease and then just take it in windshield wiper motions, back and forth, building up that pretty pink watermelon-y shade. First look is going to be an all matte look. I feel like these are super simple to do, and especially with colors like this, I just really enjoy it. So we're just doing a lot of blending with a bunch of different mattes. So next up, I'm going to pick up Big Gulp right here in the second row. I'm going to use another blending brush, but this one is more of a firm blending brush. It's the Sigma E44, the firm blender. So once again, picking up that matte shade, I'm going to tap that on the outer part of my eye, and then also start to blended in. None of these shades I'm really worried about being too precise with, because again, they're just going to kind of all be blended into one big happy family. And again, I just really go for these looks quite a bit, especially with these colors and corals and reds and even oranges. I just think it's pretty. I think it's fast. I think it's easy. I mean, the only thing about it is that you do have to do a bit of blending, but because the Colourpop shadows are so blendable, I just still feel like it's a really fast and easy look. So next up, I'm taking Seed Money in the last row, and I'm taking an even smaller brush. This is from Stilazzi. It's the Crease L219. So I am picking up this matte shade once again, and I am going to put my brush right into my crease and then just work this one back and forth. Again, not being too precise or anything, since we are kind of doing all of this blending together, but I want this shade focused right in that crease and then just kind of blending back and forth and out toward the outer part of my eye. I'm just going to pick up a little bit more and just do the same thing, kind of add a bit more of like a terracotta shade to this look, which is truly like one of my favorite shades. I'm even taking all these shades into this inner part of my eye here and all the way out the outer part of my eye as well. And just coming back into my first brush and that first shade, that light pink, I'm just picking up a little bit of this one, really tapping it out with that big blending brush. And then I'm just gonna start at the a little bit above my crease once again and just kind of work everything together, make sure everything looks blended, the edges look blended and all of that. I don't have any of my other face makeup down, I don't have my brows done or anything like that, but thought I could start to work with these eyeshadows before I was doing some of my face makeup. So I'll clean it up a little bit when it comes to like foundation and concealer and brows. Finish off the eye look, I'm going to put some brown liner into my waterline. This is an Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil and the shade is Demolition. Moving on to the lower lash line, I'm going to first take red bottoms and I'm going to use a Morphe E43. This is just like a flat definer brush. I'm going to push this really close to my lash line. Picking up the Morphe M507, I'm going to take a little bit of Froze and I'm going to blend that onto the lower lash line. I'm again putting that pretty close to my lashes and just running that back and forth. Then I'm also going to grab a little bit of Seed Money. I'm just going to use the same brush and I'm just going to do this just a little bit lower than Froze. And once again, just blend back and forth. I love these colors with green eyes. Whew. Sometimes with an all matte look, I don't do an inner corner. Sometimes I do a matte inner corner, but we don't have a lot of lighter matte shades in here. So I'm just going to take a little bit of Maraschino. This is with a Moda Metallics lip brush. I'm just picking a little bit up on there. And I'm just going to lightly tap my inner corner with this one, just to give the look a little pop. It's kind of a darker color, so I try to be a little bit careful with the inner corner, but just a little something in here. I'm going to use just a little bit of the Covergirl Exhibitionist mascara to finish off the look. So this is look number 1 using the main squeeze palette, just an all matte but fiery red watermelon eye look. Look number 1. Into look number 2, I decided to play with more of the shimmers in this one and do a halo or a spotlight eye. I did just wipe off the previous eye look, so if things are looking a little crazy, that's why. Don't judge too hard. But coming into the palette, I am first taking this shimmer shade in the last row. This is called Baywatch. I'm picking up a Stilazzi Precision Crease Blender. This is the L216. I'm grabbing some of that shade and then I'm just going to go ahead and spray my brush with some Fix Plus just to get it damp. It kind of helps with fallout, but it also creates a really pretty foiled shadow. So I am just going to take this shade. I'm first going to start tapping it on the outer part of my eye. And a lot of times with my halo eyes, I take that first shade and I really do kind of blend it along the whole crease. I know some people don't do it that way. They really just do one shade in the inner, the outer, the middle, but I kind of like blending them all together, so that's what I do. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit more, tap it off, and then just apply this to the outer part, kind of blending into the crease there. And then I'm going to also put it on the inner part of my eye. And again, this is where I kind of start to connect and blend them together, because then when I take that shade that I'm using as the spotlight shade, you can just kind of put it where it is that you want it. So I don't really get too worried about keeping things too precise. Really, in a whole lot of makeup looks, that's not really my game. You know what I'm saying? Next, I'm going to pick up a Juicy Fruit from the first row in the palette. This is a Stilazzi color blend, the L221. So again, I'm going to pick up a little bit of this shade here, and then again spray my brush, and then I'm going to pop this right onto the center of the lid and really have this be that spotlight shade. And this gold is gorgeous. It has a little bit of duochrome in it. It's a really cool shade. So I'm just going to take my time. I'm going to work that in the center of the lid. Beautiful. This look is even easier than the first one, and it's 2 shades on the lid and not a lot of blending, which is nice. I'm just going to kind of pat that in here. With spotlight eyes, I just kind of go back and forth until I have everything built up to where I want it. So I'm just going to touch a little bit more of that first shade. Just kind of make sure that looks blended so it's not too harsh on either the inner or outer part of my eye. And that is it for the lid shades. Super simple, super quick, and I love how these 2 colors look together. For my waterline, I'm going to use some Pure On Point eyeliner. This is in Not Sorry, or Sorry, Not Sorry. Okay then. So I'm just going to add this to my waterline. And then for the lower lash line, I'm going to grab these 2 shades here from the middle row. So we have Big Gulp and Like It's Hot. Like It's Hot. I think I was going to say Drop It Like It's Hot. I'm not really sure what was going on there. And again, I'm using a Morphe JH40 brush. So I'm just going to kind of blend these 2 shades together on the brush and then work that on the lower lash line. And I'm going to take that all the way out to the shadows on the outer part of the eye. I'm just going to grab a little bit of Froze with the same brush, and again just kind of go a little bit underneath that and blend that out. Then grabbing a little bit of Juicy Fruit on a Sigma L04, another lip brush. I like lip brushes for inner corner. I'm just going to go ahead and hit the inner corner with that gold. To finish off the eyes, I'm adding some of my Lancome Monsieur Big mascara. So this here is look number 2 using the Main Squeeze palette from Colourpop. Super simple, very easy shimmery halo or spotlight eye. Only 2 shadows on the lids. Again, very, very easy. I hope that you guys enjoy this look, and let's pop over into the last look. The third and final look, this is kind of like my go-to eyeshadow technique, so I thought I would include one. So first up, I'm going to pick up the shade Big Gulp, and I'm using a big blending brush. This is from Sigma. This is the E40. So I'm going to get some product on there, really tap it off, and then I am going to work this into the crease. And I'm going to take a lot of time doing like the windshield wiper motions, just going back and forth and really diffusing out that color into this really beautiful, just kind of matte watermelon shade. Pick up a little bit more and then just add on and keep doing the same thing. Really taking my time to diffuse out that color, which I think is beautiful. I'm using a smaller brush. This is from Karity. This is the E30, and I'm going to pick up Like It's Hot. And I'm going to grab the shade, again, tap it off, and I'm going to pat it on the outer part of the eye. And then I'm going to start to also blend it in. And once again, just kind of taking my time. This one has a little bit more, it's not a neon shade, but it's a little bit more neon vibes, if you will. A little bit more of an electric pink. So I'm going to take my time, really blend it into that first shade. Then I'm going to pick up the middle shade, which is Maraschino. This is a brush from Rephr. This is the 01 brush. So I'm first going to pick up a little bit of product here. And I'm just going to spray my brush lightly with some Fix Plus. And then I'm going to tap that on to the lid here. I'm having a hard time choosing a favorite shade out of this palette, but this one is just absolutely beautiful. So I'm just kind of working this all over the lid using tapping motions when I get out to the outer part, bringing it up to the crease. Kind of leaving the middle part alone because we're going to do another shade there, but also not being too worried, too precise. I think I've said that in all 3 of my looks. And then with a smaller brush, this is the Sigma Inner Corner, the E46. I'm picking up some of Juicy Fruit. So again, adding some to this really tiny detail brush, spraying my brush once again. And then I'm going to be placing it on the inner part of the eye and then slightly following the crease up. So I'm first going to the inner corner, and then again, just kind of following my crease up and just going to right about like the top, like where it stops curving, if that makes any sort of sense. That's just as far as I'm going with this gold. I'm taking this one from Milk Cosmetics. This is in CEO, and I'm just going to add that brown to my waterline. And for my lower lash line, I'm just taking those 2 mattes, Big Gulp and Like It's Hot. Once again, I have the Morphe JH40 brush. I'm just going to be mixing those 2 together and running it on the lower lash line. Mascara, I am going to use the Colourpop BFF Volumizing Mascara. I have the one in black. So I'm just going to add 2 coats here to my lashes. So after mascara, this is the 3rd and final look using the Main Squeeze palette from Colourpop. Okay, so now that we are done with the 3 looks, I've definitely been playing a lot with this palette. I have used every single shade except for Home Slice on my eyes. That's the only one that I haven't used yet, but I have some ideas for that one. Other than that, I've used all of these shades, and what can I say? This is the Colourpop formula that I expect, the Colourpop formula that I really enjoy. This is the reason why I keep purchasing so many of these Colourpop pressed eyeshadow palettes. I think that they are great quality, and I think that they are super affordable. If this is your kind of color scheme, I would definitely recommend this palette. If these are shades that you think that you're going to wear, definitely recommend this palette. Honestly, if you have green eyes, I think these shades pair so beautifully. I love doing looks like this right now. I love kind of doing the monochromatic looks. I just think that it's so beautiful. So I'm really happy with this palette. I'm excited to play more with it and do some more looks. I did wonder if this palette would be similar to the Sweet Talk palette, which also released recently from Colourpop. So the Sweet Talk is a little bit larger than the Main Squeeze palette, and you also do have a few different shadows in here. You have a Super Shock shadow formula in here. You also have 2 pressed glitters. This palette to me is it's definitely a coral palette. You have some beautiful matte corals in here, but the Main Squeeze palette to me is more vibrant and more kind of just like poppy. The shades are a little bit more fiery, if you will. So because this one is kind of this really beautiful coral palette, this one is more of like your red palette, I would say. That's kind of how I would describe them. So initially I kind of thought that these would be similar, but if you can see, they really are quite different. So if you have the Sweet Talk palette and you are thinking about the Main Squeeze, I don't think that that's a silly decision, if you will, because I think that these 2 are pretty different there. So I just wanted to do a quick comparison there because I kind of wondered that myself. I did get the Sweet Talk sent to me from Colourpop, but like I said, I did purchase, this entire haul was purchased with my own money, and I kind of wondered, ooh, is this one going to be a little bit too similar to that? But I really don't think that it is. So I'm really happy with this palette. I'm glad that I decided to purchase it, and some new lip items as well. What fun. So so far so good with the Main Squeeze palette. Again, I've used 3 looks. I've used almost every shade in here, and so far I'm giving it a big thumbs up. But other than that, that's actually going to wrap it up for today's video. I would love to know your thoughts on these products, what I picked up from Colourpop. What are you thinking about the Main Squeeze palette? Did you guys pick this one up yourself, or are you planning to? I would love to know. But as always, if you guys did enjoy this video, if you liked kind of the style, please do leave me some feedback. I would love to know. And other than that, I hope that you'll give this video a thumbs up. I hope that you also consider subscribing before you go, and I will catch you guys in Sunday's video.